Sports listeners, I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in every single Tuesday. This whole hour of Santa Barbara teen athletes. Woo! And all those people and businesses that support those teen athletes. Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning.
Wow.
Yes.
It's been a week.
It has been quite a week. Yes.
For me, it's been a challenging week, and I'm usually always upbeat and and on the roll here, but I don't know. I'm just you're gonna help me here, Dee, huh?
Yeah.
All right, Dominique, I'm gonna let you take over here.
We want to give a loving farewell to a co-host of ours, a really precious soul, Dr. Tiffany. She took care of so many of our pets, just an amazing veterinarian, and she is no longer with us. Terri, you said something so sweet. She is now...
Well, she made her transition, we believe, on November 26th, and we know that as much of a caregiver and lover of animals, that she is now doctoring and administering to all these little cats and dogs and birds that have wings. And so we know Dr. Tiffany is continuing her good work on the other side, and we wish her Godspeed in her journey toward love and light eternal.
She actually took care of our two dogs. She came up there with the van and cared for our dog Angus, and of course my dog Makushla had her. And the amazing thing was, the one thing I remember from that visit when she X-rayed my dog. She showed me the X-rays. I have pictures on my phone of them, of the fusing of the spine and so forth. And yet my dog was actually able to, many of you know the van, was actually able to walk up those steps unassisted, which was just shocked the daylights out of me. She tail was wagging and she just went up in there. And Dr. Tiffany made a comment to me when I told her about how she rolls around in the backyard and her legs are flailing, all four of them up in the air. She says, well, apparently... she hasn't seen her X-rays, and so awesome. We are going to miss her, and are thankful that she was there to care for and treat our animals, and gave us a couple of consults over the phone for Angus, and then of course our other cat, Merlin, who passed away it was a year ago, April. But anyway, she will be sorely missed. But the animal souls in heaven are well cared for. They certainly are. And anyway, so that's my little piece.
So rest in peace and safe journey and happy travels, Dr. Tiffany Margolin.
She will be a permanent co-host.
Yeah. Definitely.
From on high. So there you go.
So when we have radio silence, Dr. Tiff will come in and...
I tell you, I had one moment. We did the business expo together, and I'll always remember she was not happy. She had the patio, and she was absolutely not happy with the situation. Remember that? And I'm like, and she was making it known that she wasn't happy. So I don't know. I don't like.
You met a Jewish person?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I was tested. Okay, I was tested.
We have to take our basic kvetching.
I know. So
and if you need to know what the word kvetching means, let's chat with a Jewish person for a little while, and you will know. So that was part of our great heritage.
There you go. So I just couldn't stand it anymore, and she's a friend of ours and my vet as well. So I said, that's it. So I unlocked the back gates, and I'm over it. So I had to make an action plan. I unlocked the back gates. I order her staff around. I said, pick up these tables. We move the tables. We go out the back gates. We walk all the way around. We go to the front entrance, Fess Parker Resort. I throw the keys. I said, where are your keys? She give me her keys. I throw the keys to the girl. I said, move the bus to the front. She takes the bus. They move it up to the front. And we're in the front. We got the parking in the front. Everything is in the front. And then they're looking for me, right? And I've got all these cones I'm holding. I put the cones in the front of the deal. And I said, give me the keys. And then she goes, what do you want? She's like, just give me the keys. And everybody's asking, where's the bus? And nobody can find the keys. I got the keys. I'm gone. Okay? So the bus stays, and they killed it. Okay? Mm-hmm. They never handed out so many. I said, start booking appointments. So that was my big thing with Dr. Tiffany. Dr. Tiffany, we love you. I mean, from our heart to you, to your heart, we'll catch you on the other side. Dr. Tiffany.
Here.
That's it.
So who do we have in studio today, this first broadcast of the last month?
He walks in right when,
Tom?
he's a prayerful man, There he is.
Tall man.
He's got a killer voice, too. I'm not going to ask him to sing right now. Tom Reed's in the house.
Yeah, Tom. Good to be with you. Good to be with you, Phil. We're busy over at Unity. We've got lots going on. Three events here and before Christmas, and about 3,000 families scheduled to come to us.
Wow.
Going to be a lot of joy in the place.
Nice.
Probably 7,500 kids picking out their own Christmas presents.
Nice.
Do you give
that'll
out
be nice.
Hanukkah presents too?
We do.
Oh,
we
right.
do. Yeah.
Kwanzaa presents?
Well,
I don't
you're
know.
getting really technical now.
I don't know.
We have a lot of blue and white, so it's good for the Jewish community.
Festivus for the rest of
there's
us.
some of us.
Well, it's a joyful time. There's no doubt about it.
Here.
The telethon is on the 9th of December. We're gonna actually be broadcasting before that, right?
Correct.
So Brad Paisley's going to be performing on the telethon this year.
Right.
He's actually been volunteering quietly with his family for about 7 years.
Wow.
But we haven't really gone public with that, just to kind of protect them because they would get pinged on for photo ops and signatures, autographs, that kind of thing. But he's going to do 3 songs on the telethon this year, December the 9th, KUIT. Here's some for radio. That's good. Little cards, save the date cards. But it's going to be really special. And one of our challenges is things like Brad Paisley. In other words, we've had Kenny Loggins for 30 years. This will be the 31st telethon with Kenny Loggins involved every year. We've got video from Peter Noon's concert at the Libero, Jeff Bridges, all those guys like the Unity Shop because every city in America needs it. Brad told me the other day, he said, I've played every major city in America. There is nothing out there like the Unity Shop. When he says it, people pay attention. I'm supposed to say it. But it's really true. It's a unique deal. But when you have a Brad Paisley, Oprah came by 10 years ago, and she said, I've never seen anything like this. But people think, well, if you have Oprah's money, if you have Brad, you have all these celebrities, certainly, and you have buildings, and we see you on TV and stuff, certainly you don't need my donation. And so just now we've got 3 of our foundations that support us are inundated with requests because there's so many nonprofits out there. And we're just one line on a long list. And they're saying, we can't help you this year. That's 3 major ones. And the most significant donating foundation just cut us back by 60% as well. So we're struggling. At the same time, we're excited. Next year, we're doing a thing with Sansom Diabetes Center to address this diet and disease thing for the very first time. It's a pilot program, the only one in California. We're very excited about this. Diabetes is epidemic in this country. So super excited on one hand, and then we say, how do we buy the extra food that we need to give food for 3,000 families? And how do we fix overhead? So anyway, it's a great thing to do. It's done well. The whole community can be proud of it. We thank you, Erica, and all of your friends and teen queens and everybody else, because it's a group effort. It's neighbors helping neighbors. This is how we take care of our own. This is what Unity is all about. I love being a part of it, but we can't do it by ourselves. Everything is in place. The facility is there, the training, the policies, the staff, everything is there, but we just can't do it without the community, and that's probably the way it should be. But this is kind of a plea out there to tune in, at least for the telethon. If you like what you see, come down and see us. Or if you don't want to take the time, call in a little pledge to us. That's how we get by. So
all
good
the
to be with
food
you.
that you have, and I know we've talked about this a couple of times, but I see the food that people have, and Dominique and I see on the trees. Everybody that I see, because we've started the big neighborhood thing, if you grow food, not grass, and every yard that I see in Santa Barbara, I see food on the ground. Okay, so, and I don't know if there's some kind of rules or regulations about, bagging up people's, food. I don't know if you're allowed.
Can I address that real quick?
Yeah.
We had a guy a couple of years back when we were in the other facility, and he was a contractor out in Montecito, and he said, here's a plum tree, and all these plums are on the ground because it's way too much for the homeowner, right? So he came to us, and he said, well, same question, exactly. So we started a thing called Backyard Harvest.
Okay.
And he quit being a contractor's he wasn't the contractor, but he'd worked for a contractor. Had a truck, had ladders, had the whole 9 yards. He got volunteers. We wrestled with things like workman's comp.
Okay.
Insurance, because now that volunteer is on a ladder. Okay, ladders are an anathema for, public safety, all that for insurance. But the problem was, and he probably generated about 100,000 pounds of fresh produce, lemons, avocados, grapefruits, plums, all the things that the very thing that we'd like to have more of, fresh produce. And there's nothing against it. Anybody can pick all the lemons off their lemon tree and bring them down to Unity. We love that.
Okay.
But he couldn't get any funding for it. He couldn't find a source to cover his overhead and to make it work for him. So he's a contractor now again.
Right.
But it's an open door. We should do more of that. And if you have a pear tree in your backyard and you got more pears than you can use, please bring them down to Unity, because there are families that are struggling that could use that.
Right. Okay, just throwing it out there. I mean,
by the way, how...
No, don't throw it out. Bring it to you.
No. Good one.
You know how we've gone through this year with all the different disasters, the hurricanes in the south and Florida and so on and so forth, and all these different things, and you hear reports of community members who talk about how, when these kinds of things happen, we all pull together, we help one another, because you saw people. I was watching the events going on in Houston and southern Texas when Harvey hit, and people who didn't know anybody in the area, they were bringing their boats down there, and this and that and the other thing. Well, the same. This is. I'm going to put it this way, maybe too extreme. This is a different kind of disaster. It's not quite a natural disaster, but it's along those same lines where you talk, Tom, about the community coming together.
Well, that's exactly right. And if you think about what it feels like to have lost the ability to provide for your family, it's not unlike a hurricane victim. I mean, all of a sudden, there's a whole bunch of people, so it makes it hard to get help. But the single family, the single mom that's got 2 or 3 kids, that 3 weeks into the month runs out of money. What does that feel like? And that's what I really appreciate about the Unity Shop, because they've actually gone there. It's not from the top down saying, let's give some food to these families and we'll have met the demand here. No, what does it feel like? Well, how can we help you? A little emotional hand-holding kind of goes along with that. But that's the impossible situation that a single mom is in. And the natural response is to say, well, my kids are hungry today. The rent's not due for a week. I'll catch up on that, really, somehow, some way. But usually there isn't a way. There's no emergency reserves. And so then the landlord gets upset. Pretty quick, the whirlpool starts. 120 days later, they're facing eviction. So we say, we'll take care of all of that. Everything. Not money, because that's a black art. Nobody's figured out how to do that one. But if they protect the home environment, we'll take care of the food. All the food.
Yeah.
Groceries. School clothes, school supplies. We'll have your kid come down after school. He can volunteer, and we'll actually teach him some job skills, but that's a safe place to volunteer. We have 1,800 volunteers at the Unity Shop.
And you do it in such a gracious and dignified way.
It preserves their dignity. That's exactly right.
So,
it's the manner in which it's done, not just what's done. That's exactly right. You've got it.
Since we all agree that your way is the best way because there's zero waste, then you have other organizations which, I don't want to name names, but if it's proven that your way is the best way and there's no waste, and you have other organizations that are trying to have a calling to do the same thing, and it's just food in a bag, and then you'll go to a grocery store and say, hey, do you want to buy this food in a bag? And if I go to the grocery store and I said, hey, that's a great idea, food in a bag, and I would love to buy $25 worth of that food in the bag, but what if I give you $25 for that food in the bag, but if you give that to a family and they don't like the food in the bag, why wouldn't I just buy a check to $25 to the Unity Shop? That's what I would say. So why don't you just go to that organization and say, hey, why don't you just copy our model, and we'll just not do it that way, and we'll just unite? Why don't we just do that? I'm just asking.
Well, the whole idea of unite, that's the name unity is Kenny Loggins saying exactly that. Let's all just work together.
Right.
Now, there's a thing between nonprofits that's unfortunate, but it's called turf protection.
Okay.
And a little defensiveness. We've always done it this way. We like doing it this way. We've discovered if you give away a bag or a box of food, and that's not our discovery. 2005, there were national surveys done. If you give away a bag or a box of food, about 70% of it is thrown away.
Right.
Now, and I've had people say, now, wait a minute, these are hungry families now, right? And you're giving them food. What's wrong with this picture? Because theoretically, that makes sense, right? But if I say, Erica, here's an idea. Let me go shopping for you this month. Don't go shopping. I'll do it for you. You would love it. You wouldn't love it. I wouldn't pick out anything that you would use, maybe a little bit. So that 30% that's usable is okay, but the rest of it is, in fact, wasted. So you've touched on the very thing. Most of the agencies, there aren't any that do exactly what we do anyway, and so it's not quite as apples and apples like you described. We have 300 agencies that are sending people to us, and so that we've eliminated duplication with 300 agencies in the county.
300 agencies in Santa Barbara?
Yeah, they're already in relationship with the working poor, I would say, people that are vulnerable to a contemporary crisis like this. But you got to think, 25% are schools. Right. So you got a nurse, a teacher, a counselor. They know what's going on with the family almost quicker than anybody because they work with the kids. They can send them to us. That's a referring agency. But the quicker they come to us, quicker we can get them back on their feet. About 5 visits, 6 visits, and we don't see them again.
I don't want you to go anywhere, but he's smushing me. That's right. But don't go anywhere because he's the smusher. The problem. Don't leave though. I want to have more questions for you.
You got lots of people to talk to. No. I so appreciate you.
I know, but I want you to stick around because I have more questions for you. All right, let's take a little break. This is Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We'll be back with a lot more of these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday
at 9 a.m. Alexandra, where else can we find us?
You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, the Teen Sports Radio website, and am I missing anything? AM 1290. There we go. The
Don't you like it how I just
radio.
popped you on that echo?
Yeah.
Have we found out any good news yet? It's too early. It's only
too early.
It
is too early. No, next week I think.
Oh,
You'll find out that you're going to Princeton.
I didn't apply early to Princeton, but we'll see what happens.
Or was it the Naval Academy? I can't remember which.
What was my prediction? I think it was Princeton.
It was Princeton.
Well, we'll see.
But I didn't apply early there, so. But it's a great school, so if they want to take me, I'm okay with that.
See? Oh, that's why you didn't apply early, because you know, right?
It's so interesting when you're sort of hanging out in this limbo and you don't know where your life is going to take you, because the different places you go create a whole different trajectory of people you'll know, opportunities, learning experiences, and you're right there not knowing where what will happen. Well, it's just so interesting. What's the matter? What are you doing over there?
It's the chair. It's alive.
Here's Terri.
I'm waxing profound here, yeah. And they're playing with the chairs. No, I get no respect. But I just think that's so interesting because you go one place and, of course, it's one kind of thing and another. Yeah, so great. Okay, well, good luck to you. Let us know what happens. When it happens.
When it happens, definitely. Yeah. We'll see.
I'm going to say something profound.
You're absolutely right. You know what happens? Here's the phrase, large doors swing on small hinges. So the decision of which school, should I go to this school? No, maybe I'll go to, that's a little decision, but that big life change direction happens. But that's all of life that way. So you touch on it.
Well, thank you for making that so succinct and accurate. May I use that in the future?
Absolutely. I've had my fingers squeezed in some doors that shouldn't have closed the way they did. So I know from what side.
You have swollen thumbs, right?
Dominique said a good one about the illness and the wellness. Tell that one. This is a good one.
I haven't originated this, but do you realize that if you take illness and you remove the I and you put it in a we, you get wellness?
Oh, how
Isn't that interesting?
Yes.
The universe is so interesting.
I like that. It's like team. Take out the I and there's no I in team.
Oh, there's an E.
we can just free associate around.
There's an E. No, I'm just kidding. That's right. Team. That's it. It's all E's. No, just kidding. That says ego person.
All E's for you.
Yes. Go.
So tell me, do you get contributions all through the year, or do you really count on the Christmas marathon to bring in most of it?
Well, it's all year long, but the facts are people are in the spirit of giving at year end. Some of it is tax oriented because there's a tax deduction. They've got a deadline for that. Right. But everybody kind of, you're running around getting gifts during the holidays. I mean, you're sort of in that giving attitude, giving mode. And everybody else is too. Every other nonprofit is doing exactly the same thing. So it doesn't make it easy for us. But that is the focus. That's when the bulk comes in. The grant writing season, the writing season is usually the first quarter of every year. And so we always do a food drive, funds for food drive in the spring to try to restock. If we give away $500,000 worth of food toward the end of the year, it looks like a war zone and the shelves are empty. So we're going to do a big food drive at that point, and we try to do a little bit of fundraising there. The summer is usually a drought, and we struggle every summer, and then in the fall is when almost all of it happens. I wish it wasn't, but that's the truth.
I sometimes think about that spirit. And how we have that so beautifully at that holiday time. And then we just go back to our business, focusing on ourselves. It would be wonderful if we could call our consciousness to every single day to be aware that there's folks out there and how to make that happen year long, not just at a holiday time.
It's interesting because summer is when all the produce is growing too. So you would think that when produce is flourishing, there'd be more coming in, but anyway.
It's interesting. You look at the statistics, Santa Barbara exports more food than we eat locally.
So we're a grower.
Very strange.
We're a growing area.
Yeah.
Erica,
I think the effects are people are hungry all year long.
Yeah. Could we?
And so we kind of get that part,
say
right?
On the
but the
air,
funding is a little bit different.
Once a month about Remember Unity.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Could we make announcements regularly?
We have an ad actually in the road that
uncommercial
that rotates around that we update all the time.
What I'm going to propose is that we start. Just to remind us, every full moon, because full moon's a great time to let go. Every full moon, go through your cupboards and give to Unity.
Dominica will do that too.
And you can do it all with the almanac.
Santa Barbara Wellness Center, we created a planner and almanac for 2018.
All right.
And it has the moons in there. So it'll be very easy to look in there and see where the day is to clean out and give to Unity.
There you go.
Well, in the binded version, you could actually put that in there, give to Unity.
I will do that.
I think she'll add that to the almanac. How's
Congratulations.
that?
That's fabulous.
Hause that?
I'm sure glad I came by today. This is terrific.
All right, put your hands together. Tommy.
I got to run. Tune into the telethon December 9th. Thank you so much. God bless you guys. We appreciate all of you. Thank you.
Let's take a quick break. All right. We've got a lot of shows. Stay tuned for more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday
at 9 a.m.
And
All right.
other times, too.
Yeah.
We have other times that we're on the air.
Yes,
we do.
roll them out.
Well, we are on 11 o'clock the same night.
Uh-huh.
So if you miss us in the morning, you've got another chance to talk to us and to listen to us. Yes, go ahead.
And if you're, an early riser or you go to sleep late at 3 a.m., that's always the one that I'd like to tune in to.
That's
on
Monday.
Mondays,
Right.
yes.
That's Monday.
So you can catch us more than once, and if you miss anything,
And we have Sunday.
come back and listen. Oh, Sunday is a good day to listen. It's a good day. Yeah, Sunday at what time? At 2 o'clock?
2 o'clock.
You got 4 chances during the week to hear us.
And on the
And you could
internet.
always check us on YouTube.
That's it.
Yep.
That's it.
And streaming on on our website.
That's it. We're just all over the place.
We are everywhere.
Facebook. What are you going to do? All right, so what we're going to do in the house, let's put our hands together. We have Annette Russell. We have her son, Sam Russell. Well, woo-woo. And then we have, that's two woos, okay? And then we have Claudia Johnson, Santa Barbara, City College, dual enrollment director. Woo! Yeah. So we've got Sam Russell and with his mom, and he's from Santa Barbara High School, but we'll start off with your guest, okay? We'll do a little Santa Barbara City College action first, okay?
Yes.
All right,
I'm delighted to introduce Claudia Johnson, who is the director, as you know, of dual enrollment at SBCC. And she's going to tell us what dual enrollment is and how you can participate in that as a teen and as a teen athlete. And so welcome to the show. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much, Terri. And you and I go way back, and you're a great contributor of curriculum and courses to our new School of Extended Learning, which used to be the old adult ed at Santa Barbara City College.
That's right. We keep evolving.
Yes, we do.
And we're extending.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're extended learning. We're extending.
Yes.
So thank you. I've been teaching there, I think, 19 years now. Of course, I'm only 22, so I started when I was very young.
A child prodigy there.
So tell us a little bit about the program, Claudia.
So thank you, Terri. Dual enrollment is a phenomenal partnership. We've been around since the 1980s, and at Santa Barbara City College and in for the Santa Barbara area, we're really the model for the state of California. And dual enrollment, the dual part is that high school students can earn college credits at the same time. And it's phenomenal. I'll just kind of go into some of our success stories. We had a graduate from Dos Pueblos last year who was accepted into MIT and pretty much has an AA. So she already has 2 years of college done. She's just now, going in as a college freshman, but really she's going to be done with her degree, her bachelor's or her 4-year degree. She's going to be done in a year or two, and then, be able to go on to grad school and just do things as a very young student. So it's a great opportunity, but what's unique about Santa Barbara is that you do have the option to come to City College. A lot of students do in the summer or in the evenings or online, but we are in the local high schools. So we have over 100 sections of about 30 different courses in Carpinteria High School, Dos Pueblos High School, San Marcos, and Santa Barbara High School. So you don't even have to leave high school. You do it as part of your, 6 or 7 period day, and you're earning college and high school credit at the same time.
I have to tell you that throughout my experience in high school, it's been so amazing to have this opportunity to take dual enrollment classes, because otherwise I wouldn't have had those same opportunities. I've taken philosophy and sociology over the summer, or through the Entrepreneurship Academy, we take marketing and finance and entrepreneurship classes, and then we can enroll in the various competitions that are offered through UCSB and Santa Barbara City College. So it's really opened a lot of doors for so many people.
Yeah, and like what you said really hit the nail on the head, right? You have these interesting courses. A lot of students, I think you go to high school and some students love it, and for others it's not so great, and you feel like, high school will never be over. And so dual enrollment is just like a window to when you're in college, you get to really design your education, design your life in a way that you might not be able to in high school. And through dual enrollment, you're starting that as a freshman.
And you get credit for it too.
Yes.
So.
Do the counselors help with deciding what the curriculum is, or is it totally elective?
So there's a couple different models. If you're taking it at the high school, you are absolutely sitting down with your counselor the same way you would request any of your courses. If you're taking it at the City College, you still have to meet with your counselor to get approval. And that's a really important part, because the counselor kind of knows what your high school requirement are, what your strengths are, and is going to guide you to a class that's really relevant for what you want to do and for your future plans.
I participated in this when I was 17. And the fun thing that I did was I went to college with my dad. We took a conversational Spanish class together and a logic class together, and it was fascinating. I had so much fun attending a class with my father.
So this dual enrollment, it's for all. Is it at Bishop?
It is. We actually have 4 sections at Bishop, but so we have sections in a few high schools, Bishop included. But if you're graduated from 8th grade, you're eligible for dual enrollment. You can be a homeschool student, you can be a charter school student, a private school student.
Great.
Any student can work through their counselor or high school administration and come apply to take classes at City College.
Great. Yeah. So, like when you're dual enrollment, it's an actual class or is it online?
You can choose any model. So if you can take any City College class with a few exceptions.
Right.
But I won't go into. It's just a handful of exceptions. You don't have to take assessment unless you want to take college English or college math.
Okay.
So if there's something interesting and your counselor agrees and your parent agrees.
So is there a teacher or you're taking it online on a computer?
You're a regular Santa Barbara City College student.
So, depends on the class too.
Yeah.
I've taken Spanish online, but I've also gone to CC and taken.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
So
That's
there's no dual
and the
enrollment
fees are the
class.
same amount. Yeah.
They're not actually.
They're not.
If you're a high school student, you do not pay any enrollment fees.
Wow.
So if you're at the high school is responsible for paying for your materials. You don't even have to pay for the college books. You don't pay anything if you take our City College classes at your high school. And if you come to City College, you have our mandatory fees, which are less than $50 a term, and then you would have to pay for your texts and course materials. But in the summer, we now, thanks to the Santa Barbara City College Foundation, started a book grant program last summer, and we awarded $13,000 worth of book grants to
That's the way to go.
to over 100 high school students.
Right. So are the rumors, this is a rumor, Santa Barbara's a rumor, right? Yeah. Are you trying to change CC to become a 4-year school?
So, no, is the short answer.
Okay,
There's
good.
a lot of educational transition in the state with the Cal State systems and the UC systems. What we're really trying to do as a statewide education system is to reduce the cost of college, which is really skyrocketing. Dual enrollment does that effectively because you're able to chip away at the first 2 years of college for free while you're in high school. And so some Cal States are bringing in master's programs, which they usually, they could not do before. And some city colleges are also bringing in some bachelor's degrees. And it's not to turn into a 4-year. It's to make degrees and certificates and, things that are relevant and help people get work more accessible and more affordable.
Nice. Great. Thank you so much. Put your hands together. All right, we're flying right along. Let's take another break. This is Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We'll be back with a lot more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday
at 9 a.m. All right, we got a Santa Barbara Don in the house. He's got a question. Sam, what's your question?
Hi, my name's Sam Russell, and I play baseball at Santa Barbara High School. And I was wondering if you can take dual enrollment classes as a high school athlete.
Woo! Good. Put your hands together. First question out of the box. I like that question.
Well, thank you, Sam. Absolutely. So you can take dual enrollment classes. We offer them at different periods during your high school day, before sixth period and before, your sports practice. And then summer session's also really popular. I think when you're an athlete and busy in high school doing many things, you don't always fit all the classes you want to take into your schedule. And so summer's really popular. A lot of our students take their foreign language. And in one 6-week summer session, you get 2 years of your foreign language requirements out of the way. So it frees up your 4-year plan to really fit in things that you want to try.
All right, and now I have one more question.
Woo! What's it? Careful. Keep it down now. Low key, Sam. No, I know. I think he wants to be
low key like Erica. Keep it low key like Erica.
I know. He wants to be a king. I'm looking at his mom. I'm looking at him. Don't you think he wants to be a king? Did I not say we don't have any kings, right?
Yeah.
We're all queens here, right? We have no kings.
Not Dr. D.
Yeah.
Well, he's not a teen king, though. I said.
I'm an admiral.
That's it, yeah. All right, good. Look at Mommy. Mommy wants to. Because I said it's good for college resume. Well, as a freshman.
He does act and behave the part of a king, so it may be quite suiting.
Well, he looks like a king. Looks very royal, don't you think? He does. Very English. All right, what do we got? All right, let me look at.
Does it affect your NCAA ability in high school?
Woo! Big question.
Yeah, so NCAA eligibility is critical if you're trying to play in college. And as long as you stay a part-time student, which means not taking any more than 12 units per semester. So not your whole high school career, but every semester you could be taking up to like 11.9 college credits.
9.
Yep. And so you are still a part-time student, and your NCAA clock.
No German, in case you take the language.
The clock doesn't start ticking until you're hit full-time. So you can be part-time, getting 11 credits every semester, or whenever you feel like you can fit that in, or have interesting classes you want to take, and it will not affect your NCAA eligibility. It won't affect your ability to play for your high school team. These are just kind of bonus units that are counting for both high school and college.
All right.
That's awesome.
Mom, do you have a question?
No question, much gratitude.
Aww.
I'm curious. Terri Cooper here. Curious. curious. Terri Cooper here. The classes that are, usually I think of classes in college as a little more challenging than high school classes. Yeah. And not to denigrate the educational process in our high schools. Is there a discordance, or is it difficult because you've got two levels of classes going on in the same term? You might want to also address that, Alexandra.
Okay. I was just going to say that dual enrollment classes carry the same weight as AP classes or honors classes. So, they're also like,
what is AP for?
Advanced placement classes, and those are weighted differently than normal classes would be. So college prep.
What do you mean
classes,
weighted?
Just on your GPA, because they're more rigorous.
Oh, they count for more.
Right.
Okay.
So they're more rigorous than college prep classes are. Thus, they add to your GPA, whatever. And also, you can match, what the classes are. For example, I took Math 117, and that's equivalent to taking Advanced Placement Statistics or something like that. And then, Spanish 101 is like taking your first 2 years of Spanish. 102 is like taking your third year. 103 and 104 are kind of intermediate to advanced. So there's different things like that you can map out with your counselor and with Santa Barbara City College.
Thank you very much.
Stuff. Absolutely, that Spanish sequence is a tricky one.
She's early for Harvard.
Nice,
so
excellent. All right,
you have Princeton.
And Terri wants her. She didn't do the early application for Princeton because she knows you said she's already going there.
Yeah.
So why go early there?
I will add one thing to what Alexandra said, and that is that dual enrollment used to be seen as this only AP. You have to really be college bound and you're the highest academic performing student. And what Santa Barbara did about 6 years ago that was really special and unique is that they brought a college class to every freshman, every high school freshman, and that was our Get Focused, Stay Focused initiative. And we brought in a personal planning, career prep, career exploration class, and it was a way to really have ninth graders go through a college application process in a supportive environment and really kind of try to bust that myth that only certain students can handle going to college. So access for us is really important. And so we have automotive, we have construction technology, we have computer networking engineering, we have marketing. So there are tons of career-focused SBCC classes in the high schools that really spark that fire for students who really what do I need to do going to college? So we're really trying to shift that, and we did that, I think, in a big way. Taking freshman seminar, which is what that class was called, was a requirement for every high school freshman in this area.
Brilliant.
Oh, wonderful. Such good work. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
That's really nice. There's a place for you here. Seriously.
Terri has my number.
No, seriously.
You're going to take my place.
No. Nobody puts
place.
Terri in the corner. Okay? We love Terri.
Yeah. Dr. Energy.
And there's a piece of pie in the corner.
No, seriously, if you wanted to be a regular, we'd really love you to have you as a regular.
I love spreading the information.
Yeah, that's what we do. We're just a community show.
Come back and share with us the new and wonderful things.
Yeah,
we do have a lot of changes coming next year, so I'm happy to come back.
Really great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, Sam the man. How are you?
Good.
So you like baseball?
Yeah.
I've been checking you out. I Googled you. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't Google you, but I'm sure I will be able to Google you one day. I see that fire in your eyes. So you've got, you like the game. What position do you play?
Catcher.
I love that position. I played catcher. And I have two boys that played catcher. And actually, my youngest son still plays catcher at Holy Names. So what do you like best about the position?
Just that you're kind of in every play, and you actually matter in the game, and like you're a big part of what happens in the outcome.
You know what I like best about the position?
What?
Everybody looked at me. It's true.
There's 2 E's in team, and they're both
true. I know. It's true. Look at Terry's dying. Well, it's true. I mean, I'm being straight up honest. Everybody, right? Everybody looks at you.
Yeah.
Think about it.
That's kind of nerve-wracking.
No, I liked it. I know.
I think he likes it a little bit.
It's
too.
true. Everybody, eyes on me. That's what I used to say. All eyes on me. It's true.
Did you choose that position, or did they assign that to you and then you developed an affinity for it?
Yeah, I kind of chose it a while ago. A couple of years ago, I was playing, and they just needed someone to catch, and I said I could. And I turned out being pretty good at it. So,
How long have you been playing?
I've been playing for about 11 years.
So when did you start?
Since I was 4 years old.
Nice.
Oh.
Wow.
Very nice.
What, do you plan on going forward with it when you go to college? Or,
I'd like to play college and professional baseball.
Wonderful.
Like it.
Do they give scholarships for that? I guess they do, don't they? Because they give them for
Depends on
football.
the school, right?
Yeah. Are you hoping to get something like that?
Yeah.
Wonderful. So these dual enrollment classes might really help.
Yeah.
There you go. So a very timely connection we've made here. Thank you. So do you want to give a shout out to your coach or to any of the kids on the young gentlemen on your team?
I'd like to give a shout out to Tom Myers, the coach for my club team.
Nice.
He's also a scout for the Chicago Cubs. He's helped me and been coaching me for a while, and he's really helped me like progress. And Donnie and Wes Walker, they're my high school coaches, and they've been really helping me since I've been there.
Nice. All right.
Thanks for doing that. I'm sure they'll appreciate it.
No, not. I was pointing to somebody, but not to give her the mic. You know, who else you want to give a shout out to?
Oh, I'd like to give a shout out to my mom.
There you go. That's right. All day.
Good
All day.
Fix up the cues.
I like that. Right? Now it's not eyes on me, eyes on her. Let's take a little break. All right. And then you can get up now and give her some water because she's like, she's sparkling right now. No. Let's take a quick little break. We'll be back really fast. Everybody fill up their cups. We'll be back with more after these messages. We are back, and this is Erica saying something because, Annette, you wanted to say something.
I would very much like to say thank you for everything you do for children, kids, all around, families. It's very difficult as a single parent of an athlete, a gifted athlete, for financially hardshiped families. It's hard to provide for your family and still allow them to participate in sports. And without programs like yours, without the help of grandparents, family, extended family, he wouldn't be playing today. And I just want to say thank you to all of you and all those people for helping Samuel and do the best he can today and play ball.
You make us
play ball.
Yeah, well, definitely. I mean, with I got to say, AM 1290 News Press Radio, Les Carroll, number one, because this was his idea. And I got to thank Wendy McCaw. This is her show, and to provide this hour and to bless us with the hour and to have Les come up with this idea for the community to have a teen sports show. It was his idea. Okay. And to, give me an opportunity to try out for it. And it just blossomed. And this guy right over here, he's given.
It's Dr. D.
Yeah, it's Dr. D in the house.
Hey, honestly.
It's delicious.
Wow, Terri.
Devoted.
I know.
I like it.
It honestly, it's everybody.
Dual enrollment.
It's kind of like, when everybody. Wait a minute. What it is, it's love, right? Terri, it's love. Everybody puts love on the table. And there's no ego, and it's like, we're like 30 co-hosts right now?
We also have to put produce on the table.
Yeah.
So remember to contribute the produce.
Yes. We want every adult to know how important it is to encourage kids to do sports.
Right.
It is so important to growing up and having that opportunity to go to college.
Absolutely.
I want story time now. Please.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Quick 1 minute. It's not really a story per se, but just an observation. do you realize that we have only about 3 seconds when we see something or hear something that scares us to pause and not get that full effect of our mind going into the limbic brain? What I'm talking about is when we get scared, our body kicks into instinct and survival mode. And if we can breathe and pause, we can stay connected to our neocortex, which gives us the capacity to love and find solutions that may not be based on our survival, but maybe based on our personal survival, rather have a we involved. So if you want to be in that we space, when you get scared, stop, breathe, pause, and go find your happy space so you can now approach the problem from a place of calmness and peace.
Oh, beautiful. Perfect.
And from love, not fear.
Right.
Exactly.
You know, I've done this for about, I got a minute, but I've done this for about, and we put this in our almanac, and we're starting it on February 15th for any of you interested in the almanac. And I've done this for probably about 8-9 days. And I've really made a conscious effort to go about every single day and share happiness with people. And it's not about money or gifts or anything like that, but just sharing love with somebody. And I will honestly tell you, it has made a personal effect on my life in receiving such love. And I would honestly, it's changed a lot of things in everything about my life. So awesome. Try it; it works.
Absolutely.
Do a test.
Love.
Santa Barbara, we are very glad you. Love you. Be kind. See you next week.